From the Chris Williams portfolio of blogs, this is youtube.com/MrChrisAfter2004 in association with the Kansas Stuck on You eBid shop.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Williams. Welcome to my video blog for Sunday the 14th of November 2010. Sebastian Vettel, the new Formula 1 World Champion. I've been watching Formula 1 since 1988 and I must say that I don't think Vettel won the championship. Rather, Alonso threw it away, but of course Alonso is only in contention because Webber, Hamilton and Button blew their chances earlier in the 2010 season. As you might know from a previous book that I've done, I'm not too much of a fan of Red Bull, and since Vettel became involved with Red Bull, I have not been too much of a fan of his, but I do acknowledge that he's a very talented young man. I remember when he first made his appearance in the Sauber, standing in for Robert Kubica following his big accident in Monaco back in 1997, I think it was. Yeah, no, 2007. Sorry, I might be confused. It might be 2008, but it's all a bit of a blur. But I must say, Vettel's victory in the championship, coming from third in the championship going into the race, is reminiscent of Kimi Räikkönen with his 2007 championship victory. Of course, the risk was always there for Red Bull because they went into the finale with both of their two drivers in contention, and of course Fernando Alonso, he decided to plan his strategy, Dominicali in particular, he planned Alonso's strategy to counter the threat of Mark Webber, and left the door open for Vettel to come in. And of course, you'll know if you saw the race that Hamilton, who didn't really stand a chance of winning the championship anyway, he had some problems with his rear tyres during the course of the race, so he was not able to challenge Vettel for the victory in Abu Dhabi. But I personally went into the race thinking that Alonso had done all he needed to do to seal the title, but in the end he lost it by 4 points, essentially by finishing low down. I think he finished either 7th or 8th. I'm not going to get the result up now because it's all purely academic. The simple fact is that Alonso has not won his first championship with Ferrari, but it's likely to come next year in 2011. Far more likely to happen than Webber winning with Red Bull, I think. As he said when he won the British Grand Prix, not bad for number 2 driver. Well, now he is the number 2 driver forever, now that Vettel has now placed himself as the championship defending team leader. Now, of course, Red Bull, like Braun in 2009, a privateer company, if you see what I mean, like not a manufacturer. So, I think this takes us back to. No, I think, yeah, I'm very confident in saying, yeah, I'm absolutely certain in saying that the last privateer team to win the championship was Williams. Before Braun, the last privateer was Williams back in 1997. Since then, it's been McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Renault who have gone on to dominate things. But no, with the manufacturers threatening to quit Formula 1 in 2009, it might be that there was a bit of chaos induced to them that led to privateer teams like Red Bull and also Williams and Force India, no, still essentially a privateer team to some extent, being able to make big advances. because with Lotus teaming up with Renault for 2011, it means that they're going to be the tail end Charlie who makes the big leap forward. But I I would hope to see McLaren do well in 2011. I support Jenson Button, of course, as a British man myself. My thoughts about Hamilton is that he's just a kind of manufactured driver, given his seat in McLaren rather early on, and then sort of chaperoned into being the perfect possible race driver. So I think that he is capable of making mistakes. Of course, Vettel, he made more mistakes in 2010 than Hamilton did in his rookie season. But Hamilton, no, a lot of Vettel won the championship this year, despite of his stupid driving. He took out, he crashed into Webber at the Nürburgring. He took out Button at the Belgian Grand Prix. Now, you can't win the championship if you can do that, but he's won it anyway, because Alonso and McLaren allowed him to do so. So, in summary, I'd say that Vettel didn't win the championship, he inherited it at the expense of other teams and drivers' misfortune. Now, I don't feel too excited about Vettel winning the championship. It's a kind of unexpected surprise, like was the case when Raikkonen won. So, I'm not overly delighted. No, I'm disappointed, to be honest. I was hoping that Alonso would win, seeing that Button and Hamilton were out of the contention. But we can only look forward to the 2011 season, and I think it's going to be rather difficult for Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel to defend their respective titles. They say that this is the first championship in the 60-year history of the Formula 1 Championship. There have been 4 drivers going into the last round with a chance to win the title. I think that's unreliable, because Hamilton barely in it, they're just mathematically in it by 1 or 2 points. Of course, as we saw, Webber, by finishing solo down, he was never really with a chance in the race anyway. So, it was a simple case of Alonso's to lose, and indeed Alonso did lose it. I wouldn't say it was a thrilling season. Some say it was a thrilling season. I would not say it was as thrilling as the late 80s, and also I think 2003 or 2000. There was a year where Heinz-Harald Frentzen was in the 1999. That's what I'm thinking of. Irvine and Hakkinen stumbling over themselves, and it led to Heinz-Harald Frentzen and another driver, one of the Williamses, I think, in the position then to try and challenge for the title. But it all went with Ryan. Hakkinen won it, as you will recall. But I think that Formula was much more up in the air then compared to this year, where you do well at the expense of others making mistakes. It wasn't a case of consistent track racing, sort of battling to overtake each other. But hey, that's all I wish to say about the 2010 Formula 1 World Season. You're bound to have your own opinions, and indeed post them on YouTube underneath this video, or on my written blog, musingofchristmas.blogspot.com. You can post your comments there. If you have a Google account, because if you are on Twitter, you can tweet your comments at ChrisAlfW. Okay, that's all from me for now. If you watch me on a daily basis, I'm taking a break for a few days, but I hope you'll join me again when I return on Friday the 19th of November 2010. Until next time, it's bye for now. Bye bye.